Miss DeVito's class. It's Miss Lisa, the art teacher. Welcome back to my table of art. How are you kids doing? I miss all of you so very much. Hey, listen, Miss DeVito has been sending me some of your projects. Nia, you blew me away. Your projects are beautiful. Bravo, bravo. Eddie, how are you? I miss you. Do you miss my class? I miss you. Katie, your diorama of your dinosaurs. Way to go, little girl. That was fantastic. I was so proud. You made me feel wonderful. Thank you for doing such a great job. Yosef, I miss you. You always made jokes with me. You're my buddy. I miss you so much. I haven't seen any art projects from you. I hope you're doing my art. I wish I was there with you. I would do it with you. Charnel, how are you doing? You hanging in there? You miss me? Because I miss you. And how you doing, Z? You doing okay? I hope you're working on my art. I know you love art. And Alex, you blew me away with your rainforest toucan. You did right down to the salt the way I showed you. Bravo to you two. You made me very proud. You all make me very proud. Even if I don't see your projects, I know that you're working on them because I know that you love art. Hey, listen, I know you're doing Italy for around the world. So I have my Italian shirt on in honor of Italy, and we are going to make the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now, can you guess where the Leaning Tower of Pisa is? If you said Pisa, you're right. It wasn't too hard to figure out. It's going to look something like this when we're done with it, okay? I'm sending you everything you need for your Leaning Tower of Pisa. You're going to use a little small paper plate, or it's a hat. No, just kidding. It's a little paper plate. My toilet paper roll. You know what I use that for. You're going to get a piece of white construction paper, and you're also going to get a piece of cardstock. Cardstock is a little stiffer, has a little bit more body to it. It'll hold up. We're going to use that for the flag because we need something a little stiffer than regular white paper, okay? So, you're also going to need a red and green marker. Why? I don't know. What's the colors of the Italian flag? Did you say red and green and white? Then you're 100% right. Red, green, and white makes the Italian flag. And we're also going to use the black marker because what we want to do is create the illusion of the windows in the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Not pizza, Pisa. A lot of people think it's pizza, like a pizza you throw in the air. But it's not. It's Pisa, P-I-S-A. So how about we get started with our windows? What we want to do is see how much paper we're going to need. So let's roll it around our toilet paper roll. And you can either mark it or just hold it with your finger because you know that you need this much paper to cover the toilet paper roll. So now we want to cut the top of this off because we're going to need it for something else. So I'm just going to cut a little strip off. But make sure you measure first to make sure you have enough to cover the roll, okay? So we know that this whole piece is going to be wrapped around our tower. So it's going to be the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So if you want to take out your black marker and just start making U's, the letter U. The letter U. You know how to make the letter U? And you're going to make the letter U straight across your sheet of white construction paper. Just like that. But when we put it on, it's going to look like the windows. So continue your letter U, okay? Row after row after row, okay? I'll show you how I did my second row before I go on, okay? You can make them bigger or you can make them smaller, okay? So I'm going straight across the paper from one end to the other, just making the letter U. If you know your alphabet and you know how to make your letters, You shouldn't have any problem with this, okay? It's a letter U. I'm actually making my windows bigger as I go, which are actually the letter U. They kind of got bigger as I went because it gives it the illusion of near and far. Just something I wanted to do. Whoops. Doesn't have to be perfect, so don't you worry one bit. All right, here's all my letters U. I turn it upside down and it becomes my windows on my Leaner Tower of Pizza. Pizza. I said pizza. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now I'm going to put glue on the back of this paper. You could use liquid glue. You could use a glue stick, but just don't be cheap with the glue. Okay. Cover it up, close it up. See all the glue on the back of my paper? And I'm just going to roll it around my toilet paper roll. Line up the bottom and roll it around my paper towel roll. You might have to adjust your paper. Not a big deal, don't worry. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so here's the bottom. See, it's not perfect. There's the top. It's a little bit longer, and that's okay. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. Put that in the corner to let it dry. I'm going to take out my paper plate while it's drying. Now, I decorated mine with green grass and red and green for the colors of the flag. You can decorate it any way you want. It's just the base for where the Leaning Tower of Pisa goes. So make it any color. Use your markers, color it up any way you want. I think I'll do something different this time. Just to be different, because I like to be different. Whatever you do, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful, because you guys are really good at art. You don't know how much I miss you guys. I miss working with you. You're a really great class. We had fun. We laughed. Eddie's always making jokes. You know that, Eddie. We were having fun. But you know what? We can have fun again. We just got to get through this time. We got to keep ourselves busy. Art is very good for keeping you busy, keeping your soul happy. Use your art to express things that you're feeling. It's a very good way to express yourself. Sometimes people don't have the words to say how they're feeling. So, make a story. Make it creative. Draw pictures in your story. Put people in your story. Make it like a cartoon. Maybe this cartoon could express how you're feeling. Use the cartoon as your outlet. You know, abstract art is also created through emotions. Abstract art is a picture or a painting of something that doesn't actually look like anything particular. Like I can't look at it and say, oh, what a beautiful house. It could be just splatters of paint all over the canvas. That's abstract. But when people create abstract art, it comes from the soul. So maybe you could create some abstract art while you're home. Come from your soul. And if you do, you make sure you send it. I'd love to see it. All right, so far I'm making a little piece of red on my paper plate. And remember, you decorate it any way you want. I did it different on my other plate. So now I'm going to add, did you say green? You are so smart. Oh, you know what I'm using? My markers that I have here. They're scented. This smells like, oh, it smells like a green apple. Oh my goodness, does that smell good? Now I want a green apple. I shouldn't be using these markers. They make me hungry. These are funny markers. I love them. Silly Scents, they're called. And they smell good. Silly Scents make me want to eat a green apple. A Granny Smith apple. Oh, I make a really good Granny Smith apple pie. So if I make one this fall, I'm bringing it in for all of you to taste. So let me know if you have any allergies. Okay. this is how I decorated my plate for the base of my Leaning Tower of Pisa. All right, so let's go back to our toilet paper roll. So now, this is dried a little bit. So how can I make my Leaning Tower of Pisa lean? So what I want you to do is go to the bottom of your toilet paper roll and cut a very little angle with your scissor of your toilet paper roll. You may have to squeeze it a little bit, not a problem. Take your scissor and just cut a little bit of an angle. It went flying. See that? It's a little bit of an angle. See how it's thin on the bottom and thicker on the top? So now, instead of a flat bottom, it's on an angle. So that makes it all the easier for me to glue it to the base and have a leaning tower. So let's take the glue and glue the bottom of the Leaning Tower. Okay? So you gotta be careful. It's not that easy because we're dealing with a very narrow edge. And we're gonna put the glue on the edge of our Leaning Tower of Pisa. See? And then put it on your plate. See, I use this purple liquid glue so you can see what I'm doing, but when it dries clear. You won't see the color purple. Okay, so the tower's leaning right now, so let's let it dry. While it's drying, remember that extra strip of paper that we saved? Well, the Leaning Tower of Pisa has two parts to it. The base, and then there's like a little piece that sticks out of the top. This is kind of falling off. It's not dry. There, you see like that? Ah! It fell back in. Okay, well, I'm going to show you what you need to do. You're going to need to take that extra paper and roll it, almost like you're making a little ring. Make sure it'll fit inside the tower. You don't want it to be fatter. See, that'll fit in. So let's glue this in place. Don't lose it because we just measured where it fits. All right, so now it's glued. I have this little ring. Now I'm going to glue the outside on the edge here. Okay, because I want to stick this in the side of my Leaning Tower. Go down a little bit and then stick it to the side. See that? Actually, okay. So now the tower has like the two parts. If you looked at the Leaning Tower Pizza, you'll see that there's two parts. The main cylinder shape and then another smaller one up on top. Oops, I'm going to glue this one back on where the flag was. It fell off of my other one. I didn't glue it good enough. I tried to use the glue stick. Wasn't strong enough. So let me put this back on this guy. Oop, little tight squeeze here. This one's not working as well. There we go. Okay. Little crooked because it's not dry. It's still wet. Okay. So this is the one I did before. It's probably the weight. Oh. Okay. Let's just let that one dry. All right, so now I have the cylinder drying with the extra smaller cylinder inside. Now we're going to make our flag. You have a piece of cardstock. Take a pencil and draw your flag first. And make it so that there's an extra piece, thin piece to be like the flag pole. Make it one piece, the flag and the pole one piece. I'm going to draw mine so you see what I mean. So we're doing the Italian flag. I'm just doing a quick sketch so you could see. See, this would be the flag and this would be the pole. It's long right now, but I could trim it. So now I'm going to take my green marker because it's green, white, and red. Leave a space for the white and then use my red marker to make the red. And I don't even have to be neat because I'm going to cut it all out and that'll make it even neater. And I'll show you what I mean. See how sloppy it is? It doesn't matter because when I cut it with the scissor, I'm going to make it nice and even. Okay, so I'm going to cut away now. Be very careful you don't cut away at your flagpole. See, there's the red edge. See how nice and sharp that is? I'm going to cut the top of my flag because I don't want it too big. See the top? Now I'm going to cut into the flag and my flagpole. A little bit too big, so I'm going to trim down the green. Okay, yes, I went down too far with my green, but that's okay. It's not going to ruin my project. But you see how my flagpole is connected to my flag. Now I want to stick that onto my Leaning Tower of Pisa. I think I made my flag a little too big. Try not to make it too big because then it's going to be harder to stick to the Leaning Tower. Now get your cylinder and stick your flagpole. Ah! Mine wasn't dry yet. Make sure it's dry before you do this. Okay. He leans to the side. Sorry, kitties. Just bear with Miss Lisa. And I'm going to put my flag inside the cylinder. See, I'm rushing because I want to show you the project. But you guys could wait and make sure everything's dry. Okay? Remember, my purple glue is going to dry clear, so you're not going to see that. So it's not dry yet. It's ready to lean all the way over. Okay, here you go, guys. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. Not pizza, Pisa. Okay, now you go make it. Have fun. Think of Miss Lisa and all her stuff falling apart as I'm making it and laugh. Don't laugh at me, laugh with me. Stick everything on. And I will have to say ciao for now from my table of art. Ciao, that's Italian for hello or goodbye. Ciao, ciao. And don't forget, send me a picture of how your project came out. I can't wait. Ciao, ciao. See you later, boys and girls. I miss you. And let's go visit Italy together. Yeah.